Hello, so today is October 18th, 2020. This is my MacBook Pro 15-inch model 2018. You can see the serial number, and it just arrived back from service on Thursday, so that's 3 days ago. And I had complaints about the left shift key, which eventually got resolved even before I ship it for repair service. I also had issues with computer not sleeping and instead powering off when the battery is depleted. And a Creative Center, this is the service, they didn't even bother to open the device. They said they run a lot of hardware tests, and they said they removed the keycap and cleaned the shift key, and yeah, they returned it. I was expecting that maybe they will replace the entire keyboard or battery to make sure this doesn't happen, considering that this was an authorized repair from Apple Executive Relations. Anyway, one thing that was my complaint after the device arrived was this tiny scratch. It's quite hard to see on this light, but maybe if I bring it. Anyway, I want to talk about something different. No, and this scratch is caused in the service. And they lied to me and they said that they shipped it without this scratch. But anyway, I have something more interesting and important. When the device arrived, I said that the keyboard doesn't feel good. It feels worse than the state when I sent it. And eventually yesterday, there's something interesting that happened with the space key. Now, if I, for example, press any other key, see, this click, and this key is kind of jammed. I mean, it works. So if I press the space bar, it works. But yet, it's very hard to press it. At this side, it's much easier here, and there is no click here, no click. And at this point, yeah, the famous Apple butterfly keyboard is for replacement again. Now, it's very disappointing that this happens actually 2 days after the device came back from repair service. They obviously didn't bother to replace the keyboard. Well, now the logical thing would be to send it again to repair service, or even though I warned them a number of times that for me keyboard issues are something common with this device, and I would rather have it replaced with a different model that has a normal working keyboard, not this garbage. However, here is the other problem. You can see this laptop has been through quite a long repair history. So let's start with this is the purchase to 24 months of warranty since 20th of November 2018. This is when it was shipped to me. And then what happens? So this is, let me check. Okay, so this is the 28th of January 2018, very short after I received the laptop. This is the power adapter which failed. And yeah, this is the same date. They just say that the power adapter was faulty, and They replaced it. We move forward. A few months later, the same year, 18th of July 2019. So I had numerous complaints, and they didn't fix any of those. They say it was software issues. They confirmed most of them. Not sure why didn't they confirm all of them, but anyway, they confirmed most of them. And yeah, so basically they erased the laptop. It was a huge hassle to restore everything. Moving on, 7th of April 2020. So this was about keyboard. There was one key that got stuck and didn't work, and also a battery that had become swollen. And as part of this, they actually replaced the entire top case with keyboard, and the battery is part of that. So this basically fixes the key and fixes the battery issue, except one thing. So the case has never been this sturdy, because when the battery expanded, I actually noticed that something was wrong with this device, because when I grab it like this, and I felt my fingers go inside, and it was making very strange noises. That's why I sent it in the first place. And currently this bottom case is a little bit deformed, so when I hold it, when I hold it like that, it felt worse than when I originally had it. Anyway, and this is about the same. It says top case, battery replaced. And moving to the last service protocol. This is where they cleaned the shift key, and they run a lot of tests. And I believe at this point they should not be allowed to make any more hardware changes and repairs to this device, because this is quite a long history, and by law, after numerous repairs, I think it was 3, and here it's 1, 2, 3, 4 repairs. At this point, they should just refund me, because this model is clearly completely garbage. So many issues. Instead, they say that this scratch I showed in the beginning was not something they caused. They clearly lied to me. No, Creative Center, I'm done with you. I never want to have any products purchased from you, because I see that you do not care about your clients. All you want is to prove that something is caused by the client, or that everything is fine, and all these service tests which you say you made, test for the hardware, this is something that checks for known issues, and when there is a known issue, the test will detect it, it will report it. However, it just so happens that most of these issues which I had here, which were related to firmware on the device, probably firmware or the T2 chip, which would be actually hardware, but it was something like that. For for example the light sensor. Anyway, all of these issues, they were not caught because the test was not designed to detect them. So tests are not perfect, and we should never rely solely on tests. We should also rely on proof which the client has provided. And in that occasion I need to mention that every time I ship the device, I provide a very detailed report how I reproduce the issue, a video recording which may be even very long, up to half an hour. I even show them that I install the operating system, takes like half an hour, then on the first boot I reproduce the issue to show that something is clean install and it's not dependent on anything which I have installed. Yeah, and I provide very detailed videos, explanations, proofs about every issue which I have. And yeah, the keyboard is something very famous. There is an Apple keyboard replacement program for this device. It's very sad that the product is allowed on the market willingly knowing that there is an issue with it, the keyboard. And so the keyboard is covered for like 2 more years, the laptop at least a month, although if we consider that for every repair there was some time, like a few weeks up to a month, where the laptop was in the repair service and I was not able to use it, so this should legally extend the warranty. But at this point there's no point in any more repairs. I would like to have all of my money refunded and be over with this and my relations to Creative Center once and for all, because people who do not respect their customers, people who blame the customers for everything and try to avoid repairs, try to avoid replacement, even though I said, come on people, I've had many keyboard issues in the past, let's have a permanent solution. They say no, we are allowed to make a replacement and we will do this. So I have no choice, I let them do the replacement, but at this point it's over. It's time to put an end to this misery, because yeah, just consider so many repairs every time I have to back up my laptop, and then there is a period of a few weeks where I cannot use it. So my entire schedule goes, yeah, I have to catch up with so many tasks which I cannot do during the repair period. And then once the device is back from service, I need to restore it, and this includes both macOS, which is mostly the easy part, but sometimes there are a few struggles with the time machine, and sometimes it might take me like a whole day. Usually it takes me a whole day. And then I also have to restore Windows Boot Camp, which is a partition restore, but it takes quite a few hours. And then I need to check that every single application and setting is the way that I left it. That's why it's actually taking me a whole day to perform the restore operation. And it's usually a whole day to prepare like backup. Then I need to remove all of my data, sign out of iCloud. You know, it's tedious things that why do we have to do this so many times? It's just not fair for you to force me into such a condition and situation. We could have avoided all of this, and I would like to be compensated, because it's, come on guys, We could have avoided all of this long ago. That's all for today. And I will contact Maria Defensive from Apple Executive Relations on Monday, and I will probably go to another authorized service by Apple, and I would ask them to kindly simply expect the spacebar key, sign the document for me that shows as a third site, which is also authorized by Apple but not Creative Center, because I have zero trust in them. So I will ask them to provide me with a document that shows that here and now there is a problem with this key, and then basically I need an Apple laptop, so it has to be replaced with a new model which doesn't have this broken keyboard, at least. But I would rather not have any relationship to Creative Center, so I'd rather ask for a refund and then purchase a new laptop from another authorized reseller. Because when you show that you do not care about your clients, it's just best to end things with this company and not rely on them being honest with me, and then they being helpful in case anything happens. But I believe new models will be much better compared to this 2018 model. And let's just hope everything ends sooner and in a good way. That's all. Bye bye. Have a nice day.